So being worthy doesn't mean you never make mistakes. It just means that you can accept and forgive yourself. You can write this down. Those mistakes, right, are just lessons from the past.
I don't know why I need to make more money. Okay, ask you a question, Evan. Why do you need a reason to make money? You crazy? Why do you need a reason to make money? Just make it. Oh, CK, I'm scared that if I keep making money, I will love money. No, only people who has no money will love it. Understand? You have it already. What is there to love? Do you realize the moment you love that shoe a lot, the moment you bought it, the love for it goes down by 50% because you already own it. Okay? For example, again, everyone, what I told some of you when you all had this conversation with me, I need a bigger why. So I give you an example. Why do I need a reason to make money, for example? You see, everyone, listen to this. Money is the only resource in life that can be saved up for future usage. Your time cannot be saved up for future usage. You need to consume it now. Your health will always be consumed now. Your relationships will always be consumed now. I don't care what you feel in, everything happens in the now. Money is the only resource in the world that you can store up for future usage. The 2022 you don't need more money. I understand. What if your life in 2025 demands a lot more than what you need now? Where do you think it's going to come from? It comes from the money that you made in 2022, 2023, and 2024. Then in 2025, you're going to lose dignity in your life because you have to borrow money from somebody else. But yet in 2024, you act all bougie, all atas and say, no, I don't need more money. So my point to you is this, everyone. You don't need a reason for anything. Do it first. Just now, Dylan mentioned this thing called follow blindly first. The word follow blindly sounds very bad, correct? Okay? But the keyword is not follow, not blindly, it's first. Write that down somewhere. The keyword is first. Let's say I write you a script to go out and talk to customers. You all really follow the script, man? But without following it first, you know what to say to people. Same thing, everyone. When an advice is given to you, you might not like it, but follow it first, blindly. There must be a reason you ask, let's say me for advice. There must be a reason why I see things better than you, and I gave you that advice. But the keyword is first. Why first? Because you don't know better, correct? I keep telling you, you all want to be provided more. But provision comes from provision. A person who has provision, I am a pro, my vision is better than yours. And if I use my provision and I tell you to follow blindly first, then you follow first. So right now I'm telling you, don't go and find yourself anymore. Understand? Who am I and why am I doing this? Throw it out the window. I know our office no window. Throw it somewhere. Throw it away now. This is my advice to you. Some of us feel shame. Some of us feel condemned that we are temporarily failing. Remember last book review we talked about failing and failure. So some of us are feeling the feelings. Now, again, look me in the eye now. This is my life advice for everyone. So, you would rather be temporarily failing in a place that is set up for success than to be temporarily succeeding in a place that is set up for failure. Than to temporarily succeed in a place that's set up for failure. You can live here and immediately you don't have to feel the feeling that you feel. No problem, everyone. Then you will definitely be not definitely, but you will likely be temporarily succeeding in a place that's set up for failure. Be blindly following a smart and wise person than be feeling smart and wise following a blind person. Okay? Now, next is, out of all the things that I've prepared, let me show you just one of the things that I want to show you right now. I want everyone to be looking at these few words. It's from the book. It says faith and reason are not natural enemies. Now, why am I bringing it up, the word faith and the word reason? Because whatever Dylan shared with you today, it is very hard for you to act upon it if you don't have an element of faith. Now, faith is not a religious word. Go and check the Merriam-Webster dictionary. It says, faith means you believe to see. People who always like to reason, they tell you, I need to see to believe. Can I ask you a question? Which successful person in the interview tells you the reason for their success is they reason out every single possibility that could go wrong, they avoided it, and they became successful? Or, what do they say? Well, we had a simple idea, we found people who believe in it, and we made it happen along the way. Along the way, things change, people change, Which one, everyone? First one or second one? We all know it's all the second one, right? Which means, if you were to dissect what all these people talk about, they actually operate from faith more than reason. Of course, you need to have reasoning process, because if you have faith but you are You have no reasoning ability. I don't want to be anywhere near you. People call that psycho killer. Understand? I believe that this world needs to be rid of people who have pimples, and people with pimples keep getting killed. Understand? So you need basic reasoning ability. You need faith, but you need both, everyone. Now, this quote from the book, it says faith and reason are not natural enemies. Do you realize? I'm not asking you to follow blindly first. When I say follow blindly first, it feels unsafe, correct? I'm here to show you faith is more safe than reason. Can everyone? I repeat, faith is more reasonable than reason. Faith is safer than reason. Write it down. These two things. Faith is safer than reason, and faith is more reasonable than reason. Let me explain why. Okay? I'm using notes to show you my thought process because I reckon it's possible for me to show you my thinking process using PowerPoint. Look here. If you say you are a believe to see person, but CK asks you to see, if you are a see to believe person, that means you are a reasoning person. It's very hard for you to follow blindly first. Now, CK is asking you to be a believe to see person. We call it BTS and STV, okay? Why I ask you to believe to see is because people always say fake it till you make it, correct? Okay, let's get the cliche out of our head. For people who see to believe, and once you feel, you are more likely to fail. Remember just now my analogy about you want to do COT to prove your worth versus because of your worth, you naturally do COT. The moment you want to see to believe, seeing makes you feel something and the feeling will make you feel. Feel it and you feel. But people who don't need to see to believe, they believe to see, they faith it, not till you make it. They faith it and they feel it. This is one reason why faith is more powerful than reason. The second thing, this is the part that is a bit mind-boggling, so I need you to concentrate with me. Why is it that not only faith and reason are not natural enemies? Reasoning is required for faith, and this is why. For example, I give you an example. Something that is taught to you called the 5 steps. When you call somebody, you tell them, I do not need you to buy, I do not need you to join me. I only need you to listen because friends only need to listen, don't need to buy. And what I want you to do is to ask me hard questions about what I do, why I do it, how I do it. And then when you are very satisfied that it will not be bad for your reputation, you will give me a list of referrals. I want to buy your business, I only want your referral. You need to be assured of one thing. This is the first and last time we'll talk about it that will be initiated by me. The next time you yourself interested, you initiate your business. This is the 5 steps that are being taught to you, fair enough? Now, to follow blindly first requires faith that this will work, correct? Because in that little brain of yours, you keep reasoning, no, I say this, what if he say that? I say this, what if he say that? That's why you can't succeed. Now I show you what it means. Look here, look at my screen. When you do anything, there are 4 things you need to know, but you don't know. It's called you know that you know. The next thing is called you know that you don't know. The next thing is called you don't know that you know. Last thing, you don't know that you don't know. Okay, everyone, if you are a see to believe person, 1, 2, 3, 4, which are you? Which are you taking advantage of? If you see to believe, that means you want to go by pure reasoning. I want to use my genius brain to figure this out. I want to make sure that I'm doing it right. Who am I? Why am I doing this? Which direction should I go? I don't really believe what my trainer is telling me. My manager tell me why should I listen to him or her. Now, everyone, you are operating here. You know that you know. That's why it's harder for you to succeed. Because people who believe to see, they don't even need to know it. They will just take advantage of these 3. Don't believe I give an example. This is the reasoning behind why faith is more important than reason. Because your brain is not good, might not be good enough to reason out for that particular matter. Fair enough? Okay? Now, I give you an example. If we say the advice given to you is to do these 5 steps, do you know what you know that you know? So I go back to these 4. You know that you know. Anyway, this is not in the book. This one is I own self write out because I too bored, understand? You know that you know. You know the personality of your friend. So from the personality of a friend, you with your little brain will guess what kind of objection they will give. And then you will guess what kind of 1, 2, 3, 4 you want to say to them. And that's all you know. That's why it's so hard for you to take action, everyone. So scary. Let's make it less scary, okay? If you can acknowledge that by faith, you don't need to know everything. This is called the you know that you don't know. You don't even know whether he's a decision maker. You know that you don't know, whether he's open to the idea of doing this with a friend or with a stranger, or through you or not. You don't know. But because you see, you know that you don't know, but you still by faith do it. Scarly, you get it? Keyword Scarly. Understand? What comes after you know that you don't know? You don't know that you know, correct? Everyone, how is it possible for you to list down things that you don't know? I can, because I know better than you. Fair enough? At least for this. You know that you don't know the rationale of each of the 5 steps. When I say I don't need you to buy, it is to lower your defense barrier. I only need you to listen, because friends only need to listen, is to create emotional equity with the person and to give control to the prospect. I only need you to ask me hard and difficult questions. It's giving control to the prospect. And all I want is a list of referrals from you, as long as it is neutral or good for your reputation. Because reputation is the greatest obstacle to referral. Plus, this is the first and last time I will talk about this. Because referral is my destination, not the close. The close comes before the destination. If a person is willing to refer 20 people to you, they naturally will buy. And why is it that I say one first and last time? Because people don't hate you overnight. They simply don't know how to say no nicely. So they avoid your call. They don't hate you because they don't hate you, that's why they don't take your call. They don't take your call because they don't know how to reject. But that's because in the first place, you never help them feel safe first. You never build emotional equity. You never give them sense of control. Lastly, another reason why faith is better than reason, you don't know that you don't know. You think they're angry with you? Or is it because adults usually don't know how to express sadness, so they express sadness as anger? You don't know that you don't know if they are emotionally or financially ready to join or buy. But you see, everyone, if I were to zoom everything out for you, a person who operates by faith to follow blindly first takes advantage of these 3 things naturally. That's why they can do things, they can execute on whatever advice has been given to them better. But because you want to go by your reason, you will never be able to act. This is my reasoning behind why reason is lousier than faith, everyone. Because it requires faith to follow blindly first. Again, I did not read this from anywhere. It just popped out of my head one day and I decided to draw this thing out. That's why I can't put it in slides, I don't know how to. But I assure you of one thing, everyone, and I repeat this again and again. There is more reason for you to have faith than not to have. Put that in your head. I just went through 15 minutes reasoning out to you why reason is lousier than faith. Oh no, CK, I need to see to believe. Okay? Do you see oxygen? Stop breathing. No, CK, I need to understand what you mean before I take your advice. Okay, do you understand how an aircon works? Switch it off. I doubt anyone here understands how an aircon works. Maybe 1 or 2 of you engineer trade, that's all. I don't understand how my digestive system works. Stop eating, everyone. I don't see you stop eating. Keep eating, Singaporeans. Now, why is it that you need to understand before you do it only applies for work? Number 1, it could be excuse. Fair enough. Number 2, you are hypocrite. Fair enough. Number 3, you're not giving an excuse. You're not a hypocrite. You're just not aware of it. And that's why today I want to make you aware of this thing, everyone. Now, so I know we are at 5 o'clock already. I just need want to use 5 minutes. Everyone, please help me do put that in the chat. Write down just one or 2 sentences max. Either what spoke out to you the most, or what you will implement immediately after today. Okay? Come, let's start. So everyone, last words from Dylan and I, which is we hope that you caught whatever you need to have caught. Okay, act upon them. If you forget anything, just remember, action creates feelings. That's all. Okay, thanks everyone.